Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is Battle Angel Alita Mars Chronicle, Volume 3. On the cover, we have Erika and Yoko, right next to a giant unexploded munition. Oh boy. I mean, like, this is, I guess I wouldn't say it's classic, but like, I've seen multiple times, like, the juxtaposition of these cute, innocent kids and a thing that could immediately kill them in, like, one moment if it happens to go off. Like, it's a powerful juxtaposition. Not to mention the, like, absurd cuteness that Erika and Yoko are drawn with, like, especially in these covers. Well, I guess they weren't in Volume Two's cover, but they were in Volume 1. And, like, Yoko especially. She has that fatness to her face that is just like, oh, it's so cute. Like, I don't really want to have kids. I don't think kids are super... It's one of those things, I guess, that's just, like, ingrained in the human minds, where even if I rationally would be like, like, I wouldn't want to have a kid. Whenever I look at a small, chubby child like Yoko, it's just, like, it's the cutest thing in the universe. I suppose this is where they're going next? Because we did end the last one on a bit of a cliffhanger. Or we ended Volume 1 on a cliffhanger, then Volume 2 was entirely the future. So I assume that we're going back to the past, to wherever they're being taken to. Okay, is this a, like a nightmare? Oh boy. Log 12, my house. I mean, this feels very nightmarish, but I guess it could also be like a literal thing that is happening. Like some sort of festival, perhaps? Ah, Erika, why would you do that? I I mean, I just mentioned that, though. And there is an actual phenomenon in which when something's super cute, you want to bite it, which is extra weird. Like, I've never felt that in person in real life, not even with like a kitten or with a baby or anything, but like I've heard about it, and I guess I can't understand it, but when I see people doing it in fiction, like there is this visceral response of, "Oh yeah, I understand that." Even though logically I don't. God, humans are so weird. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so not the nightmare I was expecting. Like, based on this perspective, I assumed it was Yoko's nightmare, but it's Erika's. Also, that is just, oh boy. I guess this is playing on her, like, like that is a desire she has. We've never seen Erika do anything less than charitable to Yoko. Like, she's always been incredible. She's been a great, like, big sister-esque character. So I feel like, I guess that was it. Like, it's her fear that if she does give in and, just tease Yoko the way you would tease a younger sibling, if she gives in to that, like, purely understandable emotion, something bad might happen to her. Okay, well, I can see Curie stats up ahead. Sorry, I'm so used to this other viewer, the Viz one. So every time I switch from Viz to, like, reading things locally, I keep going backwards. My dad is the coolest and nicest dad on Mars, and my mom is the nicest, most beautiful mom in Galaxy, and Hershey is huge and soft and fluffy. Yeah, I mean, that's how we introduced her as well. So, I assume they're going to be dead. That's the thing. Like, because they seem to be these, like, beacons of good in the world, I assume we're going to, like, we might get teased with a bit of, like, we can't find them, whatever, whatever it was that caused Erika and Yoko to have to leave the city ended up killing her parents. This feels very, very classic, actually. Like, it feels like something out of, like, a 1950s commercial. Sad to say, Yoko, you're most likely not getting a mama and papa. The landscapes are amazing. Also, I do appreciate, like, all these large tracts of farmable lands around the metropolis. Like, especially when world building. Like, I rarely ever, like, I've done a few maps in my day, and I rarely ever remember to put in stuff like this just because it's boring. But you do need this kind of thing if you're going to have a settlement. Like, you do need, like, big areas that have farmable lands. Ah, it looks so good. I love it. Ooh, see where the dome's busted? Under there. So, still repairing after what happened, whatever it was. They call that area the Uxo District, Unexploded Ordnance. It's a dangerous place. Okay. Understandably. So, again, whatever happened led to, like, all this unexploded ordnance all throughout the area. In which case, I assume, like, if Erika's parents are alive, they probably don't still live there, right? Unless they don't have enough money, but I mean, like, they seemed pretty well off. Yeah, it's not looking good. Yeah, that's... Oh. Okay. Oh, jeez. Now, are these fantasies or not? Because, goddamn. I mean, apparently, like, Hershey did exist, but he was. Oh, and you can see like little scars over his eyes too, implying that he's also been abused. I also really like these perspective shots. Like, I've been super into series as of late that have like the perspective of a child looking up, because that would be extremely tragic if it turns out that like all those visions we saw before were entirely fabricated. Okay, burglars invaded their house about 3 months back, killed them both. Okay, so yeah, there's really no getting around this. Those were her parents. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. That's insanely rough. Like, Erica's always been so happy and chipper this entire time. To think that she was being abused like her entire life. That her eye, like I've never said it out loud, I think, but I've always been so curious as to what happened. Like, I mean, not curious, but I assumed it was because of whatever happens. I assumed that there was like some sort of war or like, armed conflict that happens that forced the two of them to run away. And in that, Erica lost her eye. Oh, so back when like, the wound was still fresh. And it's not even like I don't remember actually. Let's check volume 1 real quick. Sorry about this. But on the cover of volume 1, yes, it is actually like bandages. Because this is the intro, and then when we first see her again. Yeah, okay, I remember. That's a super cool detail. I've never noticed that. Like, I've never noticed that they were normal bandages here. And they also don't have bloodstains on them, implying that, she lost her eye a little while before they had to leave. Like, she had to change the bandages at least once. But then she showed up here, went over here, and then the doctor gave her, like, the eye patch that we've seen all, thus far. Oh my. Also, I guess, like, if my previous theories were correct and they were, like, munitions that took out her eye, like, this wouldn't be such, like, her eyelid's completely fine. Like, nothing is wrong with it. Just the eye is damaged, which makes sense if it was her mom who just stabbed her right in the eye and yanked it out. Or, just stabbed her in the eye in general. Like, it could still be in there. There's no depression in there, so it might still be in there. Just blinded. One piece of poison-ass meat took care of him. Okay, so Erica helped. Yep, there we are. I mean, can you really blame her? Like, I assume she's not getting a cut of any of this. She just wants her parents dead, with good reason. It's just, yeah, that's odd. Because these two do not seem like, outstanding people. It feels like if they had, a treasure, it would be like, some very hot jewelry or something. Not, what does that even say? Baum Krieg? I will say, though, like, her mom is, I was gonna say, like, her mom's pretty, but at the same time, I guess she has to be if she's a prostitute, right? Oh, and that quick transition from trying to buy her life to as soon as the lighter falls. Yeah. Okay, so Erica's not quite as nice as we expected, but at the same time, like, I hesitate to say that this makes her not good by any stretch of the imagination. It's a horrible act, but it's also quite justified. I understand where she's coming from with this. And I assume, like, just the sheer trauma of it was enough to cause her to lose her memory? Because she definitely wasn't hiding it before. Like, it is very clear. She believed what she was saying. Okay, there are far too few of them covered the entire Martian surface. So are they geolocked? Like, are there just specific parts of Mars that stay warm enough? So it's not even that. It's like, it is a political thing. Like, they have to figure out who is not, I guess not even deserving of heat, but like, where heat would be best put. Man, this is such a cool thing. Like, anytime a sci-fi series brings up this sort of thing, like, having to create your own oxygen, or having to ration heat, having to ration water, having to, like, literally create water out of, hydrogen and oxygen. Like, that kind of thing blows my mind. Just the idea of having to create things that are taken absolutely 100% for granted on Earth in order to just, to survive, in order to have what we have just by virtue of living on a terraformed planet. If these names are important, I will most likely have to, go through this volume again and write them down. But for now, I'm kind of just going to skim over them a little bit. Or not skim over them, but I'll try to follow what's going on. Yeah, wait a minute. Wasn't that Ninon's family? Because that's actually much more tragic. If the Sober family is still powerful enough to sit in on this meeting, like, that implies that, yes, she was, the long-lost child that could have inherited something, perhaps. Who is this? Okay. Very classic design.
Not futuristic in the slightest. I mean, I guess the mask is more angular, but then again, everyone in Alita is a bit more angular than usual. I merely switched out a single part in their cyborg circulatory system. It was timed perfectly so that the poison would act when the countdown meeting began. That is pretty insane. Okay, I've been planning and preparing for this day for 10 long years. So this isn't just a flashy thing. This isn't a spur of the moment thing. This is like the culmination of this man's entire life. His mask is really interesting too. Like that it's not just a skull mask. It's specifically a skull mask where he's only using one eye of the skull. I mean, that's a big heist if possible. I could definitely see why you would spend, 10 years doing that. To literally leave an entire province cold while you take all the lights. Like, that's one hell of a robbery. Wait, what? Is she literally cracking? What in the world? I mean, I guess if she's a cyborg, but even then, like, cyborg skin is, from what we've seen thus far, it's either like some sort of synthetic skin if it's really high quality, or it's metal. Either of which is not going to crack like this. What? That's a poison that instantly crystallizes the body's protein structures, and only I know how to make it. Okay, so it's, agree or you all die and the poison's already in you. Jeez, like that's a hard bargain to make. Especially since this is like an aristocracy. So like, it's not even a system where everyone here could, die and then they would just have, other people that are elected. It's no, these are all aristocrats. These are all people of which, their blood is vitally important. Therefore, like, they would, like, how do I put this? I mean, I guess even with bloodline stuff, you could die and leave it up to your descendants. It's just when it comes to aristocrats, I don't respect aristocrats. I just find them inherently less, like, worthy of praise and belief than elected officials. Wait a minute. So is he part of the Mars Illuminati? They say the boss is a masked mystery man carrying a golden cane, and I'm guessing that's you. I mean, it's a lot more flashy than I expected. Especially if this is the bleed over, like if he is going to carry on into the future arcs of Mars Chronicle. Gotta say, he's got a flair for the theatrical though. Yeah, I guess the thieves before didn't really care for it. They probably just looted whatever else was in the house. So she got to keep this. It's not even the first one. Like, it's either the sequel, the sequel Bombstreak, or it's like, I guess it could be like a multi-part thing. Like, how encyclopedias and stuff will be in multiple parts? That would make the most sense if she has to find multiple parts of this in order to get something in the end. Okay, they found Yoko's mother. I don't know if I believe that or not. Just inherently, that feels like it goes against so much of the series. Like, it is a prequel, so there's no really, if Alita does have a family, there's no reason why we can't find them. But at the same time, so much of the series has been the mystery around Alita, and I kind of assumed that she would always stay an orphan. Like, if she had a family, we'd only find, their graves or something. But then again, that is the, the grander cultural narrative of how orphan stories go. Or how, destined heroes with lost memories tend to go. Like, they don't tend to have living ancestors. Or if they do, then they tend to be super mythical instead of being, just, a mom or a dad. I mean, even then, that's not technically correct. There are some stories, I guess, generally they're not normal people. They usually have some sort of vital importance. And my main thing is just, I didn't think that we would have anyone from Alita's, past, from her genetic heritage, that would be an important character. I mean, it's going to be doubly harsh if, maybe that's one of the reasons why Erica ends up resenting her. If Yoko does have a family and Erica, it's not even that she doesn't, it's that she had to kill her family. Her family was the worst. Okay, this area looks pretty nice. There's a little pagoda here. I don't know what this architecture reminds me of. I guess it's Islamic, sort of, maybe, but not really. The symmetry and the rounded roofs, sort of. On War by Karl von Clausewitz, Volume 2. Okay, so this is a legitimate actual thing that exists in real life. It's not just a thing that exists in that universe. I do have a very soft fondness for mysteries and storylines that do involve real-world artifacts and real-world books, especially real-world books, where you can actually track down the book yourself and use the cipher from this fictional story on that real-world book, and it actually does work.
It's interesting if it's something that isn't immediately apparent. It means that the worth of it has to be based on something else, like her dad stole it from someone who was already trying to decode it, perhaps? You can't be blamed for not remembering. Okay, well then. Well then. She looks nice, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I ever expected to say upon seeing Yoko's mom for the first time. Especially because she seems to be extremely normal. Like, assuming this is her estate, I imagine, she's probably pretty wealthy, but otherwise, she seems like a normal person. Okay, so like I expected, like, she did have to go, due to her illness. So, like, from birth, her body just didn't work. They had to take the brain out, stick her in. Wait a minute, so shortly after birth, and then they bombed the hospital, that implies that, like, right after she was born. I'm afraid I can't tell you my name, but I can't say we're related to the Bomberg family. I can't tell you my name, though. So if we want to add a bit of drama into this, maybe she's some sort of consort, perhaps? Because that would explain, like, why she said, like, we're related to this family, but, she doesn't seem to be noble, but she does have, like, a nice house. Like, maybe she's just, the patriarch's mistress or something. It is pretty wild, too, that Ninon, like, of the 3 people in the orphanage that were related to someone of, historical value, of aristocratic value, it was Yoko and Ninon, but not Erika. Because Erika was, like, she was the most level-headed person there. She was the nicest person there. It feels very cosmically unfair. Yeah, and this is understandable. Erika was literally okay with becoming a giant organic spire if it meant keeping Yoko with her. So, I feel like she's got to be adopted too, right? Promised we'd be together forever. Oh, this panel is extremely painful. Also, interestingly enough, she's radiating the same waves that we saw before from Panzerzittern. I mean, like, I doubt that's actually, like, a canonical thing, but it seems like a nice way to, like, tie it together. Like, it's the power of her frustration, perhaps, of her screams, of her, rage against the fairness of the world. I'm talking entirely out of my butt with this one, but I don't know. I feel like there could be something there. Like, this is a very specific effect to use. Man, the Doc is the nicest guy. Like, even more so than Erika. Especially, like, we've seen that Erika is a multifaceted person with a lot of sides to her, whereas the Doc has been nothing but good. Like, he's done nothing but try to help people who need help. The roar of the guillotine belt. Okay, that is worrying. Also, I actually never mentioned this, but there is the possibility that this is not Yoko's mom, because again, Yoko has amnesia, and we have those, the bounty hunters who are looking for Yoko specifically. So this could be a big setup. Like, we know that, like, this was called, like, this has the backing of the mayor, which in itself is a bit of a red flag. Like, if Yoko's mom really is Yoko's mom and she's important, then of course she would get the mayor, to vouch for her. Like, it's a little tug of power in order to get her daughter back. But it could also just be, like, a real high-level scam, or a high-level, like, a trick of some sort. That's also a possibility. But I'd like to believe that is just her mom. Like, it's so extremely unexpected that it's the thing I want to have happen. Like, also, what are we doing here, then? Like, Yoko is the main character. As much as I said personally that I would like to just focus more on Erika, like, I don't care that much about Yoko as a character. It does make me super curious as to, like, what we'll do with her, especially at this age. Like, I genuinely expected that if we were going to focus on Erika, we would have focused on, like, on Panzerkunst era Erika. Like, when she started to gain this weird relationship with Yoko, and where eventually they drifted off until Yoko ended up on that death mission. What could be done here to shape her further, then? Oh boy, this is an ambush. Okay. So, they're looking for Yoko. Sadly, Yoko is not here. Yoko's in another castle. I mean, to be fair, it's also completely possible that Yoko is with her real mom, and then these guys are going to go over to Yoko's mom and destroy her life once more. Like, that's also a big possibility. This is insane. Like, I love it. I love that his transport is also this crazy whip thing. It looks so cool. Did he just cut right through it? God damn! Like, not he didn't even like cut it directly in half. In which case, I would have said like, oh, they could theoretically still weld it back together. But like, no, this is trashed. I'm getting my slice on. Damn, Erica. Like, I do appreciate this a lot. That even though we've seen that her life is not as nice as we expected it to be, despite all of that, despite her, the fact that she's jealous of Yoko, at the same time, she doesn't want to ruin what Yoko has. Like, Yoko's done nothing wrong to her, and she wants to finally let her be at peace with her mom. Oh, no hero is coming, but a scoundrel may appear without even being called. Oh my god, is Erica gonna work with this guy? Or is he going to kidnap her? Because I could see that too. Like, especially if he is the head of... God, now I regret calling it the Mars Illuminati so many times. I should have actually remembered its name. But if he is there, like, that would explain why Erica is then connected to him way far in the future. Or with his organization. We don't know if he's still around. So, that's a power move. Like, your employer is dead, so you're not getting a reward, but I will give you the reward if you leave. Or not even the reward, but just your expenses. You're the flourish on the final chapter of my tale of revenge, the tougher the better. I mean, because he keeps on saying final chapter, I assume then, like, he won't survive into the main series. Like, whatever he's doing, he wants to end soon. He's probably gonna die once it's all done. Like, this is his big Count of Monte Cristo revenge scheme. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. I can tell you that Yoko and her mother are heading for the Bomberg mansion in Sklodowska. Okay. Okay, a branch family of the Dornbergs, the Lords of Sidonia. So, real big, real importance. Interesting. And it does seem like Yoko's mom is definitely, like, at the very least, she is legitimately connected to the Bombergs. Like, that wasn't a lie. Like, if there is a scam here, it's a scam being run by the Bombergs, I guess. Alright, so we're still gonna see them, which I'm happy about. Like, I really do like these guys. I hope that they either, continue to just hang around for a while, or if they do end up leaving the series, I want them to be killed. Like, I want them to go out with a bang. Ah, poor Doc, though. Like, Erica's gone, Yoko's gone, and now his van is now completely totaled. He's done. I don't think we'll be seeing him again. Or, actually, no. He might go back. Like, I guess we don't know the distance, but presumably he should know how to walk back to where Yoko's mom was. So even if she herself is not there, like, maybe she has, like, servants or something, or, like, at the very least, maybe he can get a cab. Okay, you're Johann Wald's daughter. So, oh my god, he was the one who got Johann to get the book, and then he was probably going to pay him super handsomely for it. Oh, he and I worked together once. Ah, okay. Yeah, didn't I call myself a scoundrel earlier? Oh, okay, brace for impact. The way he's acting with her is very intimate, though. Like, intimate's a strange word. What I mean is, like, he doesn't seem to be, like, a big, bad boss or anything. Which is why, like, if the two of them end up working together, I could definitely understand it. This, especially because they're stranded now. This feels like a situation where they'll have to work together, and eventually, like, maybe she'll carry on his will. Like, either he'll continue to exist, he'll run the Mars Illuminati, and then as a Kunstler, she ends up doing stuff for him in the background in secret, and then Yoko finds out. Like, I could see all that going down. Or maybe, like, she just helps him with his current revenge scheme. He, disappears or dies or whatever, and then after that's just his presence, his training leaves an impact on her, which eventually leads to the way she is in the future. Oh, wait, what? He was going to try, like, he is legitimately trying to help, but then something happens. Oh, okay. It's gonna save us if you fall in. This is it, Erica. Curse your bad luck and give up. God. I mean, he's going to die, too. That's, I mean, I guess if he has, like, a severe illness, which also does contextualize his, his previous talk about, it being his final plan, the way that seemed like he was willing to die. I guess, like, if he could die at any day now, he's down, he's okay with it. Like, well, this is as far as I got. Aww, oh my god, this is the cutest. Oh, no. I mean, Erica doesn't die here, but still. Like, this really just rubs it in. I mean, I'm happy for her. I'm happy that Yoko finally met her mom. She's finally got happiness. Plus, like, there is a legitimate hug here. Like, if we were going to get the big twist of her not being her mom and actually being an evil person, we would have gotten it there, so. I feel like she is definitely Yoko's mom. If we're getting any big crazy twists, it's going to come with the Bombergs. Okay, please be okay, Erica. Please be okay. Okay. Where are we? Oh, okay. So they weren't like just sinking into the sand. They were sinking into some sort of like downed ship of sorts. Yeah, spaceship. Okay. Oh, this is exactly what I wanted to, though. Like, especially if he's physically weak but very smart. Like, if the two of them can work together to get out of this, like maybe they'll form some sort of partnership. Maybe he can actually be like a good father figure for Erica, especially since he knew her actual father. Okay, so he definitely does have followers, which I kind of expected considering he was able to pull off that, that big 10-year thing. But I guess we could have assumed that maybe he was doing it all on his own, like he was just a crazy super skilled hacker or something. But I do like this confirmation that yeah, like he is part of some sort of organization. I wonder if he's really a baron. Like I didn't make that connection until right now, but there is a legitimate aristocracy on on Mars. So he could legitimately be a baron. All this time I've just sort of assumed that he was just saying that, like it was just a fun title, like just a persona of sorts. But I think that does fit him very well. Like, it seems like he's a struggler, and as everyone knows, barons are the lowest of the highest. Like, they are nobles, but they are at the very bottom of the noble pecking order. What a poor, poor girl I am. God, poor Erica. She's had some phenomenal facial expressions this volume, though. Like, for sure. I mean, Alita's had enough expressions throughout the entire franchise thus far that we don't need more, tiny Yoko ones, but Yoko's had some pretty boring facial expressions, whereas Erica, the faces keep on coming. She's amazing. Okay, I'm going to remove my equipment to treat my condition. So, maybe he's some sort of mutant, perhaps. I mean, either that or he's just, a weird cyborg. What the hell? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, like, he had faces stitched all over himself. Oh, that does explain the mask, though. Like, it's a literal other mask to put over this tiny face. Okay. Huh. Is he some sort of experiment, then? Because, like, they look stitched on. Like, it doesn't look like... let's read. Oh, this is a rare affliction called mascotoma. I don't know if it's the same thing, but there was a chapter of Blackjack with the, the mask... Or not the mask, but the face that kept on appearing on that one criminal's body. It was the symptoms of his his guilt, I guess. So is this the same thing? Also, I'm pretty I guess to this extent it's not a real condition, but I have seen it in fiction multiple times as like a condition where you actually do have a literal face. So oh boy. Okay, so I've definitely heard of it, in fiction before where it's just, it's faces, or it looks like a face, but, whatever. But they each have a brain. God, that is disturbing. Because we also saw, over here, this one was, actually biting down. Oh, boy. In CG, this would be terrifying. They have no windpipes or vocal cords. In fact, I don't even know if they're fully conscious. Oh, okay. Oh, this is really well thought out. Yeah, so that's why he's so, weak and sickly. It's because they're drawing away all of his energy. Though, maybe, he hasn't said any of this. Maybe he's not even aware of it. But maybe all these extra brains are also, capable of lending him their processing power. And that's why he's able to do the things he's done. Oh my god. Oh, that's an image. That is terrifying. As long as my brain remains organic, it too will inevitably develop mascotomas. God. That is the scariest thing. Oh boy, if I write a horror novel, I'm stealing this image. Oh boy. That is... Oh god, I don't want to look at that anymore. Okay. I'm treating poison with poison, so he's just filling himself up with literal cancer. God, so that's why he's so sickly. Not just the brains, it's all the cancer he has. God damn. Okay. Not until I've exacted my revenge upon the one who did this to me. I mean, it seems like he has resources, so, even then, he wouldn't have to go to a hospital. I'm sure if there was some sort of better cure than this, he would be able to get it. Okay, so it's something that happens to him. My immediate mental jump is Nova, but Nova was not born now. That's the thing, if small tiny spoilers for the Battle Angel Alita movie. In the movie, Nova is like this old. Like he is presumably from Alita's past. But in in the manga, as far as we know, he was born like just a normal Teferian. So presumably he's not going to be involved here. Though, to be fair, a lot of the the genetic information that creates the various people on Tiferet, it all comes from actual original donors. Like they're all just various variations. And that's why occasionally they get a special variation that is a genius. So, who knows? Like maybe there's a proto-Nova of sorts, like a genius on Mars whose genetics eventually ends up in that big, compilation of genetics that can be mixed and matched to create new people in Tiferet. And maybe that's where some of these crazy new geniuses come from. It could just be some other mad scientist, but I want to make connections. Especially because this feels like a thing that Nova would do. Like, this feels like one of his weird karmic modifications made to someone for some weird purpose. Though, most of the ones he did before were to have someone accomplish something, to accomplish their dream. Whereas, even this, I guess that could be giving him a dream, perhaps. Who knows? I was betrayed in the search for the hidden treasure of Mars. I lost my loved ones, my human dignity, everything. Okay, my grand plot for vengeance is nearly complete. So it feels like we are going to do a big treasure hunt, which makes sense, actually. Like, if Erica's storyline here is going to be this crazy big treasure hunt with this guy who is not a good person, but who, teaches her how to live in the world as a, I don't know, I guess as a villain. Like, he is very actively villainous, but then Erica is not, so I'm not sure how that would quite tie together. You know the fairy tale of the Nine Kings and the Djinn of Mars. Okay, is this the one we heard about in Volume 1 that we didn't actually get to fully explore? The greedy kings swindled the Djinn of Mars out of their immortality potion and set upon one another, until they all perished in a war using the Ethnarchs, giants built with Djinn magic. Interestingly, they're all designed to look like letters, for some reason. Do they spell anything? I guess it's an A-W-H-M-T? Without their potion, the Djinn's magic lost its strength, and they were fated to wander the planet as simple whirlwinds, crying all the while. The one honest king who chose not to take part in the war was the only survivor, hid the potion, leaving only a magic staff and book as clues. There are elements of truth to it. The immortality potion is real. I mean, we do know in this universe there is immortality. I'm not totally 100% sure of the full timeline, which there's no reason for me to not be totally sure of it, but I don't look up timelines just in case they have Mars Chronicle stuff in them. But, if he's talking about Methuselahization, if that does exist right now, but, it's not widespread on Mars, then I can see that being it. I don't know what the Djinn would be, though. They brought up the Djinn this time and also back in the first volume. It seems like the Djinn are some sort of thing that existed on Mars before people settled. The kings seem to be, new settlers. The Ethnarchs are giants built with Djinn magic. But no one else was on Mars originally. There aren't aliens in Alita, as far as we know. It could be a generational thing. It could be the first people to end up on Mars became the Djinn, and then the greedy kings could be new settlers, perhaps. So the key to finding its location are this golden cane and Clausewitz's On War Volume 2. So his cane specifically is the magic cane. But why On War Volume 2? Especially now that we know it's a real book. Okay, I can accept this, though. It seems that no matter what I do, my fate is cursed by the great treasure of Mars. Oh boy, I cannot speak. But yeah, I mean, she definitely has all the marbles here. Wait, what? Okay. Did it just turn into a snake? Is this Moses's, No one has ever solved the meaning of its mystery. Oh my god, it's writing letters in the sands. Oh, that's so cool. I mean, it feels real weird, though, that he wouldn't have thought to, it wouldn't even have to be writing on a thing, but just if he was figuring out what the motion was, wouldn't your first thing be to look at the tip and to see where the tip moves? Though I guess not. I guess if you're overthinking it, you might think of just how does the entire staff move? Especially because it seems like the staff does coil around really weirdly, more so than it needs to just to write. So I guess it is designed in a way where if you saw it actually act, you wouldn't automatically assume it's writing something. But no, now she has, now she has bargaining material. I don't want any stupid treasure. I just want to be happy like the shepherd girl in the story. But yeah, I mean, he does call himself like an outright, like a villain. So let's hear it. Let's see whether I mean, he could just like accept and be like, you know what? That's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. Or he could, like, the joke could be that he's just utterly shocked. Like, oh my god, I've never done something that awful. Okay, so not as over the top as I expected. Okay, be proud. Boast of your intelligence and strength. Who decided the wicked are not allowed to be happy? Yeah, like this is the big moment that makes him realize, like, oh, she also has wickedness within her. She can be my protege. Yeah, they definitely resemble letters. Though this one less so. I mean, I guess when its arms are down, it would look more like an M, but, like, the letter thing has to be real, right? Like, that can't be just a metaphor or an accident. It's gotta, like, be legit. It's so clear, especially with the T-Boy. Okay, so he's got a literal castle. Like, a literal moving castle, too. Yeah, you said you were gonna teach me how to use a knife. Why do you just keep kicking me? I mean, this doesn't seem like great teaching, that's for sure. Oh boy, he just smacked her right in the face. Are you afraid that if I might find satisfaction from raising Erica, and that would somehow reform me to the ways of good? Oh my god! Oh my god, I just realized! He's the Dr. Ito of this, like, he's Erica's Dr. Ito in a weird way. Like, not the sense that he put her back together, but in the sense that, like, he dresses very eccentrically, put her together. I haven't fully read this page, but I just noticed that this image over here, where she's dressed up like a doll, and that was the final connector. That, oh my god. Like, it's an Alita parallel. It's an Alita parallel hundreds of years before Alita went through this. So really, Alita is the Erica parallel. God, I really love how he's so into the idea of evil. Like, it's very theatrical. It's not even a, like, deep, dark, like, malice, a, like, I'll destroy the world evil. It's more of a, like, I will unleash evil upon the world. Like, I am an evil person doing evil things, and I want this person to do evil things as well. Especially the term, all the techniques of malice and wrongdoing. It's so over the top. It reminds me a lot of this character called Gentle Criminal, who, like, God, I love this man already. He's amazing. Ooh, she looks at me the way Mama did. Okay, so... Also, of course, I didn't notice this, but she went to a, like, a traditional black eye patch, which makes sense. Like, going again for the theatrical thing, going for the evil thing, like, of anything you would use to cover one eye, the most obvious one for an evil person is, a traditional black eye patch. Number 2, I'd say, would be a monocle. Actually, no. Number 2, I'd say, would just be a mask that covers that eye. And then number 3 would be the monocle. Yeah. I mean, I can see how his philosophy would be very uplifting to someone like Erica. Like, someone who has fully committed herself to being a bad person. Who just knows, like, yeah, I'm not supposed to be happy. I am a bad girl. And now she's being told, like, no, it's fine. Like, you can be happy, even if you are wicked. Okay, he's got a full, like, cafeteria. So he does have, like, I know he said before, yeah, he has, troops. And I assume that's how they got out. Like, I just realized that we kind of skimmed over them being rescued. But I assume it was, like, just his allies that did it. But okay, so he's got, like, enough people for a cafeteria to be viable. Oh, and she's still eating that Bemite. I guess that is, like, one of the few legitimately good memories she has, is just being with the doctor and with Yoko, eating Bemite sandwiches. Or not even sandwiches, just Bemite bread. Ooh, okay, who is this? Doesn't look familiar? But yeah, like, she does genuinely look like this tiny little doll. There's Bemite in this ham sandwich. I mean, it does... again, I can't really speak for Bemite specifically, but I can speak for Marmites. And I can definitely say that Marmite does grow on you. Like, it's enough that I do enjoy it legitimately right now. And I imagine in the future, like, if I were in a bad situation, all I could eat was it, I probably would grow to really love it. Okay, he claimed that he was attempting to take his fiancée back. So how does he factor into Mustard's plans? Like, maybe he's a former noble or something? Okay, nobody will be killing him today. So, what is the evil thing that he has her doing? Oh no, oh no, oh no! Oh boy, these are all real people. I get it. I completely understand. Until I saw this, I forgot that he, like, it's not that I forgot that he, turned that girl to stone, or, the one back in the meeting. But it didn't fully occur to me that, oh yeah, that might be a thing he does, as opposed to being just a one-off thing. Nothing is more of a stimulant to me than the anguished cries of the weak and powerless. Yeah, that's real rough. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is the breaking point. Like, is Erica going to be okay with this? Is she going to be like, you know what? He said he was evil before. I guess I'm just going to go with this. Or is she going to take a stand? Or, like, not a stand right now because she's a tiny child, but, like, is this going to be the breaking point where she decides, no, I'm not like this man? Eventually, you will understand this too, Erica, and once you've tasted the nectar, you'll never be able to resist its siren call. I mean, I could see her eventually coming down this path based on what we've seen in volume 2. Like, is that why she became an antagonist to Yoko? Is it because in the end, like, her view of Yoko, of this, like, pure little innocent marshmallow, has been just horribly twisted by all the horrible things she's had to do over the years? 5 days. Okay, what else is there to this? Oh no. And it was the food too. Like, it's the food that Erica gave him. She was complicit in this. Like, without knowing it, but still. Okay. Oh boy. Like, how is he gonna take this though? To be the pet of this child. And also, like, imagine the bitterness he would feel. Like, even though he knows now that, yeah, she didn't know, like, is he gonna be okay with this? Is he gonna try and maybe, like, take her hostage or something? Yeah, you can't get revenge if you're dead. I mean, oh, this is such a cool multi-layered thing. Because now, yeah, we do have a character who wants to get revenge upon this man who also wants to get this, like, much wider, large-scale revenge. And Erica can sympathize with him more so than he can sympathize. I mean, I guess she also sympathizes with both of them to some extent, but, like, it seems like she definitely likes Damjan more. Oh, wait, what? How is Yoko doing so far? Yoko, what? How is he connected to her? The woman is taking good care of her. Oh, why, it's almost like a real human toddler. So he's in contact with a real duke. The woman, I guess this was like a big noble plot then. Or not a noble plot, a noble plot. Oh boy, I skipped ahead a bit. Whoops. Oh, no, I didn't. That's just the end of the volume. Okay. That's where we're leaving it off. Like, okay, if this is the thing that the aristocracy is doing, then I guess that can be Yoko's real mom. It's just that, no, but then they said it's almost like a real human toddler. I mean, I guess it's because she has a full cybernetic body then. But then why is she so important specifically? Like, I'm assuming it is that, that woman is Alita's real mom, but, like, she had to create, she had to give birth to Yoko, and she had to do whatever this is. Maybe even Yoko's real body was normal, and she had to, like, put her brain in this body, all for some weird, nefarious purpose that I don't understand. Okay, in the language of Okinawa, that's a real weird difference. Like, this doesn't look like German, but I assumed it was just German because that's the theme we've been going with, but okay. Why specifically Okinawa? Like, in universe? Oh, cool. It's similar to the old East Germany and communist mechanical design in general. Okay, that's cheeky. Oh my god, okay, so I'm not going to look at that. I want to go. I apologize. My good friend Tequila Azaku mentioned that in the first volume of Alita, that I should look at the cover, which I didn't do. I was going to do that at the very start of this reaction, but I forgot. I don't know what I'll find on... Oh my god! That's, oh, what is his name? The critter that Alita has now. Wait, what? Also, is that the eye? Wait a minute. We need to do a comparison. What? I genuinely don't understand. The eye... Okay, no, the eye was, like, on a little pincer thing here. Do we have a better shot of him? Yeah, okay, this is it. Okay, it's not quite the same, but it's very, very similar. What in the world? Yeah, because, like, this part isn't here, the vents are all different, but the general concept of it is very similar. Okay, whoa. So, it's not that this is Danko, but rather this is, I assume, just like a big callback to the
weapon in Volume 1, because I don't think we ever see her use something like this in the volume itself. Man, Alita had so much hair back then. Or, like, I don't even think she has that much hair in the actual volume itself. I guess she kind of does. Like, it is much poofier than usual. Or it's poofier than it is now. Oh, man, I forgot how nice the sketchy style of it was. Like, all the line work here feels so very light, and especially the hair. I remember really praising the hair early on for how, like, fluffy it looks, and how you can see, like, the individual little strands here and there. Like, you can still see it to an extent in Kishiro's current art style, and it still looks fantastic. But I definitely do like this hair more. But yeah, even that looks different than this hair, which I honestly don't like. I don't think this looks very good. It's too big, and it doesn't fit her very well. Whereas, like, this hair really does fit her really well. Okay. Well then, so that certainly happened. I just noticed that, or I just remembered to do that because of the very end. There's like a preview for the or not a preview. There's like just a cover here. But okay, wow. What do I say? We had a lot of stuff I didn't quite expect. I really did not think that, like, I thought Erica was going to have a dark twist with her parentage ever since we knew that she had parents at all. But I 100% did not expect this. This was just, it felt cruel. It felt horrifying. But I'm glad that, like, there is a plot connection between this and then, in the Baron. Like, it does feel like we're doing some sort of interesting big arc with Erica. I don't know where it goes. I know I'm not supposed to know. I'm really happy about it, though. Like, again, if we don't see any more Alita, I'll be completely happy. I just really want to see Erica's development into the person she is by the time they're Panzerkünstlers. Once they're Panzerkünstlers, I want to see some missions. I want to see Yoko and Erica fighting. I want to see them fighting each other. I want to see them going on missions and fighting other people. I want to see their Panzerkunst slowly develop. I want to see maybe a bit of Yoko's garbage Panzerkunst, since we know she wasn't that good back before she became Alita. Like, I want it. I want it all. As for, like, actual plot development stuff, there's not a whole lot I can think of that I'm kind of wiped. I said everything I wanted to say. I made all the big predictions already. So I'll leave it at just, I think we're going to continue flip-flopping between, like, past and future per volume. Like, I assume Yukito Kishiro was writing with the volumes in mind when it came to, like, how many chapters are in the past, how many chapters in the future. So I think we're going to do more future stuff, which would be nice, because, like, the world of Alita is very complicated, and especially, like, the current stuff going on. Like, there's a lot. I'm gonna